Alright, so I have a GE profile, PFS22MISBWW. Recently it stopped cooling. At first we noticed a drop in temperature in the freezer, and then a couple days later the fridge obviously went downhill as well. We had Ace Appliance come out. They replaced the motherboard, which made the condenser fan run. I've got the old board on there now so I can show you, and so you can hopefully hear the sounds. But with the old board in there, the condenser fan does not turn on, although it seems like the compressor is trying to do something. I did test the compressor for shorts. I scratched a little scratch here on the surface so I could test for conductivity between here and the 3 ports on the side here where the relays or whatever connect, and there was no shorts, so I'm hoping the compressor is still good. But here's how it sounds when I turn it on. And I'll put a better microphone down here so hopefully we can get a better diagnosis here. But plugging it in now. Plugging it in now. And if I feel the compressor, I do feel some vibrations, but I don't hear that deep vibration that I would normally hear with the compressor. Or we've got a mini fridge running in another part of the room and I can hear that coming on clear across the room. I don't hear that same sound with this compressor. I do hear a hissing, but from what I read online, that's just the gas compressing. My other thought was maybe there's a refrigerant leak somewhere, but what I did is I sprayed these condenser coils with soapy water and I didn't see anything bubbling. And I also opened the freezer and accessed the evaporator coils and sprayed those, and I didn't see any bubbling either. And after a while, this hissing will go away. So either the compressor is turning off after a while, or the pressure is equalized in the system, and the hissing will go away. But the compressor is not really hot, it's not really warm. It might be slightly warmer than room temperature. But again, you can see the fan over here is not running. And when I put the new board on, that fan does run, but it's not cooling the system down any amount. So I'm kind of wondering if it's a coolant leak or if the compressor maybe is bad. I'm not sure. The compressor is Embraco EGU70HLC. When I took the relay off down here, I did hear a little bit of rattling, not a whole lot, and this one's separate, so there's something connecting to the top 2 prongs and a different connector connecting to the bottom prong, and it was that bottom prong that was rattling, but I didn't know if that was significant enough. The top prong did not rattle, and this run capacitor here didn't rattle, but I guess that probably wouldn't normally rattle. So as you can see, the hissing is now gone. I still feel the same vibration with the compressor, and it's not any warmer than it was when I mentioned it last. But is it actually doing anything? I have no idea. Also, don't these things usually have the refrigerant little canister somewhere? I'm not even seeing where that is, or if it's up behind here or something, I'm not sure. I do see a pipe going up into this area, but that could just be because that's where the evaporator coils are, up above there. So, right along here. So yeah, I'm gonna unplug this now. I'll replace the board so you can see what it does with the new board on. Alright, so the new board is back on, and you'll be able to see that this fan does start up. Again, the evaporator fan is coming on with both boards, so only the condenser fan is the one not operating with the original board on there. But again, I'll let you listen to the sounds of the compressor when I plug it in. As you can see, the fan is running, condenser fan. And after a minute it'll do the same thing, where the hissing sound will go away. You can feel the vibration of the compressor, but it just doesn't seem to have the power that it seems like it would normally have. And it's not getting hot or warm, it's just staying at room temperature. But it is vibrating, which makes me curious. So, I mean, I'm hoping it's not the compressor, but it's obviously trying to do something, so what is it actually doing? And what should it actually be doing? And my other question was, if it is the compressor and I have to replace it, obviously I'll have to learn how to do the welding and stuff, but my other concern was, if there is refrigerant in there and it's not a refrigerant leak, if it's not a coolant leak, then am I going to leak some coolant by trying to replace the compressor? I'm not sure how that works exactly. So yeah, basically just wondering, if I do have to replace the compressor, how to go about getting the refrigerant recharged if it does leak any refrigerant, or maybe it just needs recharged. The fridge is about 7 years old. It was purchased back in 2005, February of 2005, so otherwise I was thinking maybe just ordering the new relays down here, or maybe a run capacitor, but it could just be the compressor, I don't know. So hopefully you can help me out here and tell me whether it might actually be the compressor, or if it's worth just trying to order the relays and replacing those first, and whether or not the actual motherboard does need to be replaced, since this fan isn't running when it does with the new board on. Just so you can get a closer look at things if you want. Everything seems to be fine. I've got the old board in my left hand here, and the new board is connected. As you can see, the new board has, looks like 7 of these relays, or whatever K means. And the old board does not have it, so maybe that's an improvement from the old board, or maybe I've got the wrong board, but the part number on this board, as specified on the box is the right one, and obviously it does work. So maybe these are just improvements from the old board. But I also noticed that there's a little connection here that doesn't appear to be going anywhere, and that was the case with the old board. It wasn't actually plugged into anything. Evaporator, and as you can see, the fan is running. So, but the interesting thing is the evaporator does actually cool down a little bit. Not a whole lot, just a little. So it'll go from about 70 to 65. So it'll drop about 5 degrees. But it's not actually getting cold at all. It's just dropping the 5 degrees, and then it pretty much just stays there when that hissing sound goes away. So that pretty much, I think, explains all the symptoms. So any help you can provide would be exceptionally appreciated.